Beloved soul, welcome to today's reading. We're doing this reading and it's going to be about the energies we have right now on this super full moon in Pisces Eclipse. Spirit wanted me to choose some crystals that kind of look like fish, but they have a sense of humor, right? Today we're going to be talking about what shadows do you keep unfolding in relationships that hold you back from getting the relationship you really want. And so we're going to dig a little deep into you and these repetitions of life patterns that are not working for you. And you can choose between these beautiful 3 crystals here. I'll show you each of them. This is the first one. Yeah. The second one looks like this. The third one looks like this. Yeah. Yes, I can't wait to see what advice we get for this reading, and also some advice for what you can work on and how you can use this eclipse to actually walk through the portal to something new in your life by recognizing the shadows that you've been carrying, the life patterns that you've been carrying. Okay, so pause the video if you need to, and I'll see you in your reading. So this is going to be your reading if you chose the first crystal, and I'm being told to use the Romance and Angels for just a beginner card to see about what kind of love are you actually attracting. For those of you who chose crystal number 1, we have make the effort. All right. Yes. And then we're using the wisdom of the oracle to clarify this. An energy comes out, you're doing too much. Perhaps you're even actually sort of taking the masculine's, energy, becoming the hunter instead of the receiver, giving too much. So let's see, what is this shadow? Why do you do this, right? Why do you do this? We have never-ending story. Yes, and we have why. Yes, so this is definitely what's been going on for you. It's been happening again and again. It's a life pattern. We agree on that, Spirit. And you're asking yourself, why? Because I give so much. I'm such a good, partner in a relationship. I really try to show my love, and why is that a bad thing, right? To give love, why is that a bad thing? It's bad because sometimes you forget to give love to yourself. Again, it's round and round. Yeah. And I know I do this, and I try not to. I really try not to give so much, but then it sort of doesn't align with me and who I am. I'm a giver. I'm a caretaker. I'm someone that gives love and takes care of other people. And why should I not do this? I'm getting most of you are born with an incarnation from the angelic realm, compared to, it could also be a human energy that you are born into this world with, or an intergalactic, but you're more angel energy. And an angel will always, try to give and be there for someone else. And but it is a mechanism, and it can be a mechanism of protecting yourself. Some sort of a survival skill from an early episode in your life, perhaps, or something you brought with you from a past life, that if I don't give, I don't survive. Literally, if I don't give, I don't survive. And so you can argue that of course there is nothing wrong with giving, but again, if it deep inside of you belongs to a fear of not surviving, then it's a life pattern and a mechanism that is not actually even creating something good for you or the other, right? Because you put that energy onto the other. If you don't receive my gifts, if you don't receive my love, then I won't survive. Do you see how big of a burden that is to put on someone? So if you see it this way, then you understand how giving too much to someone can actually feel like a burden to that person. Because what they have to give back is, has to save your life in an energetically expression here. It's a psychologically and emotional huge ask of someone else, right? Yeah. Let's dig into this energy that you cannot survive if you don't give. Because of course nowadays most of us, we actually do survive, right? But, and I'm also really getting that this has to do with something you learned in a past life, where you literally would not survive if you didn't give, and you sort of brought this into this life, I'm hearing too. Well, heal it, understand it, and let it go, right? So that's what we're doing right now. We're using the Shadow Self Oracle cards. And this is my friend Stine Keehan that made these. So, what shadow is this all about? This one wanted to come out, is in reverse. Cutting yourself off. And the shadow really wants to, be cut out of your life. That's why it comes out reversed. So, yes, that's when you give and give and give, you cut yourself off, right? There is no room for you at all. There is a recognition in this energy of you having to get to a place where you understand that no one else is in charge of you surviving but you, right? So there is a need for you to start giving to yourself. And to give to yourself, it doesn't mean, well, go and get a massage or enjoy your time alone, or it's giving to yourself. It is making sure that whomever you are with in your life, whatever relationship you're in, it brings you a good energy, so that you feel like it makes you happy. You get what you need. You get what you deserve, but also you feel that you internally love this person, like you really love this person, and that this other person really loves you. Instead of a relationship where you're always kind of doubting when they're going to call or if they're going to call, always waiting for them, understanding them and all their traumas from old relationships and doubts, and having to wait for them to kind of ascend in their own life and be on their soul's journey and get to their end goal so they can come toward you and be ready for you. This is an energy that, if you feel it inside of your body, it makes you heavy. It doesn't give anything good to you. It keeps you waiting. It's a stall energy. It keeps you stagnant. There is no life in it, right? And also there is sort of a punishment energy in this, like you can feel like you're getting punished. For what? For giving and giving. Yes, but this person is like, yeah, you know what, that's too much for me. You know, it's just too much. I just cannot save your life every minute, every hour, every day. You need to take care of you and save your own life. And then we can figure something out, right? Next shadow here, or next shadow card. Are you hiding the truth? And then we have the mask of the world. And contentment is your goal. Yes. And you're getting in your own way. Yeah. When you give and give and give and allow the other person to be the primary force in a relationship, and not, well, remembering that you are actually an equal part in this relationship, and that you can actually have just as much, you can weigh just as much in this relationship. You don't, because you give to them. It's all about them, and it's all about their needs. It's all about their journey. It's all about their whatever, you know. And what happens here? You're hiding the truth about who you are and what you want and what you need in this relationship, because you're not opening your arms to receive anything from them. Perhaps you are planning everything, all the strategies, where to eat when you go for dinner, when the next date should happen, or, you know, where to travel to, where to live, when to get married, when to do everything, right? It's all on you, because you need this to survive, or else, you know, for some of you, there is a very, very deep, hidden past life trauma that you will just, I feel like, die if you don't do this, if you don't take care of all this. It's a deep, deep, deep fear that you have and carry. And sometimes when we sit in our lives now in 2024, we can't really relate to a fear like this, but those deep, deep shadows actually come from something very, very, very low frequent. And well, just 100, 200 years, 300 years ago, the frequency and the state of consciousness in this world was very, very low compared to now, right? Regarding well, status, poor, rich, and who was able to survive, and how, what we should do, how we should act in able to survive. And we have the mask of the world. This energy is, you're masking your own needs, you're masking actually who you are and what you want. Being okay with actually pronouncing, this is me. I really love this and I love that, and this is my needs. It's kind of who I am, you know. But how can you, well, be in this energy that is you when you're always over in their energy, and everything you focus on is their needs and their everything, what they want, you know? There is no time, space, or room for you and who you really are. It's not only what your needs are and what your wants are, it's also you're changing yourself when you're together with another person, trying to, well, measure up to them, or there are small things that you don't say and keep quiet, even though they're actually really present in your vibration, because you don't think perhaps that they would like it, right? Or there are things that you really, really want, that you also hide, because what if they don't like that, you know? Because it's all about them. It's all about their feelings for you. And you want to sort of, well, hide yourself away as much as possible so that you can actually convince them to be with you, right? And that's where you undermine, lose the essence of who you really are. But Spirit says this person over here really just wants you for who you are. But there is a mechanism inside of you that doesn't believe it, that can't trust that you are enough the way you are. So during these readings, talking about shadows, there is a lot of healing for you. So take it in also, right? Allow it to, and breathe through it. Whatever resonates with you, and the recognitions that come out inside of you that sort of fits and mirrors your shadow's energy here. So we can sort of hold on to your shadows in a caring and loving way, right? Because we all have these shadows, and it's none of our faults, right? It's actually why we're here. Our soul is wanting us to, well, have the mirror put in front of us, and there is just a dualistic aspect to this world and this universe. Is there, and that's how we actually evolve and become more higher frequent in our state of consciousness, right? Vibrate higher. Yeah. That's how you get in your own way. They're saying that's how you get in your own way. So it's about you making sure that you survive, that your energy survives. And that means saying what you feel right then and there when you feel something. And I'm not talking about arguments or anything. It's just being real, staying in your feminine energy, allowing yourself to be vulnerable, but say it with care and grace, right? But stay home, stay inside of you. Say it to take care of you. And when you do that, then this person will learn that they have to take care of you and give equally as much, because you're saying to them, I take care of me. And that's what they will mirror. Okay? Because coming to you without taking care of you, your energy won't allow it, because you're focused on being yourself 100%. And that's what they will measure, right? And that's what they will give back. You attract what you are, right? Yeah. So Spirit says, try to learn how to do this, test it out a few times. Even though it feels really scary and fearful, then you will become better and better at it once you start doing it, right? And commit to it. Commit to you, because this is about being you without having the fear of not surviving. And once you do this, then you will attract a relationship that is not going to run away, or because this energy, this new relationship will not will want to do that, because they see the truth of you. They see that you're actually inside of your soul, have aligned with your soul and who you are. The strength of you, the love for yourself that you give every time you stay inside of you. Just because they love a football team, you don't have to become their biggest fan, right? You can say, you know what? I'm so glad you love football and that makes you so happy. You know what makes me happy? And then tell about what really makes you happy. And it has nothing to do with football, perhaps, We don't have to adapt whatever it is that they like and want, right? That's just one example. I don't really agree with the food that you eat. I'm going to make my own kind of food, and I really hope you will like it. But this is what I eat, or something like that. It's just stay home. Be present for you. Not in an annoying way, not in a I'm better than you way at all. It's just, this is me, and this is what I love, and this is who I am. Yeah. Okay. All right, you guys. So this is what I had for you for this reading today, and I hope you want to really work on yourself together with me, because there is so much depth to get into regarding these relationships. And I really want to help you get the right relationship, and that's what I've been trying to do for a long time, to do these readings. But well, the frequency now is we need to actually dig deep into our soul's journey, and it has been for a while actually, but I feel like the energy and the vibration of my channel together with you, because it's your channel, it's you and your energies that you put into my channel, right? We are evolving and we are ready to actually get rid of our old timelines and jump into our next one, right? Onto a higher vibration. Where the love for ourselves is so much more deep and profound, right? Yes, so, well, this is what I wanted to say today, and Spirit wanted to say. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my readings, and also send me a mail if you need a personal reading. They're very, very popular, my personal readings, just so you know. I have actually only ever gotten really, really good feedbacks on my readings, and very, very excited ones. So I definitely recommend you doing that if you have one issue that is sort of never really getting solved. And my readings, we dig into, well, your feelings for another person, their feelings, but also your journey and how to unravel or sort of figure out what it actually is that you're attracting and why you're attracting this. And healings are coming in more frequency in these readings. So we go back to an old trauma, we go back to an old life and heal it as well. All right, so we're moving with the times in my readings too, right? So, well, this is what I had for you, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and well, happy full moon in Pisces. It's a super one, so really do the work, because now you have backup from the universe, right? Do the work. Okay, love yourself, and I'll see you next time. Take care. So this is going to be your reading if you chose the second crystal in this reading. And we're gonna see what is it that is holding you back from getting the relationship that you really want. What shadow is there inside of you? And we're going to be using the romance angels to begin with. I just have one card, I think, for those of you who chose crystal number 2. So what shadows are holding you back? Those of you who chose crystal number 2. We have deception. All right. It says someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Oh, okay. And then we have codependency in the top of the deck. Okay. Yeah. So so this is an energy of most definitely haven't been, I'm hearing psychologically abused in a way. You were told one thing, and then, well, it wasn't the truth about whatever was happening. I'm seeing, we're going back to a childhood situation. I'm seeing a child. And I don't know if it's this life or another life yet, but we'll dig into this. I cannot trust anyone. That's the energy. I just cannot trust anyone. And I'm being left alone. I'm all on my own. And I'm just going to have to hang on to the first person that comes into my life and offers me some kind of love. Really dig my nails deep into them like a tick, and like, because if I don't hold on to you really, really tight, then you're going to leave me. You're going to deceive me. You're going to leave me for another, or change your ways. There's such a toxicity to this energy, and there is also jealousy. You could be also prone to be very jealous sometimes. And also having anger toward yourself for being jealous, because it's a feeling you can hardly control, right? You don't want to be jealous, but then you are. Yet you are, you know, it's like so annoying. So this has to do with your shadow and what's holding you back from having a deep, caring, freeing, emotional relationship where you can be you and they can be them, and you can be together, and you're both free to be who you are. So that's kind of your life pattern, that you are so dependent on someone else because you're so afraid that they are going to deceive you. Okay? You have to show me love. You have to show me that you love me all the time, or I'm going to die. I'm just gonna crumble. You know, I need you to show me love for me all the time. I want proof that you love me. I want proof that you're staying. I want this. Do you see how big of a responsibility you put onto another person? If you carry this deep, deep, deep inside you as a life pattern, as a deep shadow that happened in another situation, in another time, right? If you carry this inside of you, and it's the marker of your actions and emotions, then it's a very big responsibility to put onto someone else, right? Because they will always feel like you think they're doing something that they're not. You think they're doing something that they're not. They're not deceiving you. They're not that person or that situation in that area of your life where something like this happened. And that's why, well, they kind of leave and don't want that. It's a huge responsibility to put onto someone, right? Okay, so we'll do the shadow. No, okay, we'll do the wisdom of the oracle. Just a few of them. Okay, so it's kind of an energy of obsession, of being obsessed as well here, okay? The first card comes out is Loyal Heart. And I want to say, Spirit is wanting me to underline the word loyal. You have to be loyal to me. That's my thing. I have to know and feel that you are completely 100%, 200% loyal to me. That means you'll never look at another woman, a man is not, you'll never your eyes will never stray when someone walks or across the room. Your eye, you know, you are always I'm only looking for someone that is ready to commit and wanting to be married to me, and I need all the reassurances that you are going to stay in my life, you know. So what is a loyal heart? What is loyal love, actually, right? Is it, well, codependent, addictive, or is it free? Is a loyal love in a relationship, being loyal to one another, has it to do with love or addiction, right? Because love has nothing to do with addiction. It's actually freeing. It is freeing. And we have the card breathe. So it's not only the partner that cannot breathe in this relationship because of all your needs about the codependency. It's also actually you. You cannot breathe because you never allow yourself to really, really, truly trust anyone. That's what's coming out here, okay? And perhaps in your mind, you can say, of course I trust them, you know? But we are, in this reading, digging really, really deep into your shadows. Really, really deep. Into shadows you perhaps don't have a clue about that you actually have, or you can't even remember, or it was in a past life that you can't remember. But these are mechanisms inside that we don't actually sometimes know we have, or even discover about ourselves. But still, they are a main part of the way we attract partners into our life, and vice versa. And you know, and that means not really allow them to come in as deep as your soul and your heart really wants to and longs for, right? Because it's with expectations, and love has no expectations. So it's funny how we want the unconditional love, but we are not ready to actually receive it or give it, right? So, yes, we can all recognize the readings in this well, these readings today. We've all been there. You know? We all understand these emotions. It's about right now, with the full moon in Pisces and the eclipse, to grab onto the help that the universe is sending us to actually erase these patterns, right? Really erase them. Not only think, yeah, I don't want them, you know, so that's not, I don't want them to come with me further, right? No, really release. That's something else. And now we're using the shadow cards to ask, how is it that we really, really release these shadows, and what are they all about? So they're called Shadow Self Oracle cards, and they're made by Stine Kihal Anderson. All right, for those of you who chose the second crystal, what are these shadows really about? We have fear of stagnation, and we have inner emptiness. Comes out in reverse. We don't have to put it in reverse, I think. When it comes out in reverse, it's because that feeling wants to be changed. I'm getting, all right? Also, we have inner dialogue. And denying the good in your life. These are the big ones, the big guns on the table now. All right, so let me just check how it looks for you. Yeah, almost. All right, so I'm going to start channeling these shadows here, okay? There is an energy of some time where you were actually betrayed, or where you were rejected, or you were left behind in some kind of energy here, and there is an inner dialogue going on, that you're not worthy on your own. Just you, just because you are. You're not worthy, well, without the other or someone else around you. The feeling of being left behind, the feeling of being less than someone else, a feeling of abandonment comes in here too. So you've been afraid of, well, not being enough, and that's why you keep trying to be more, or trying to hold on, and trying to match someone else, or do what they want, and listen to their emotions, listen to their needs and their whatever. So you're sort of grabbing onto them and allowing them to steer the wheel of your life and your soul and your heart, right? Because it's not ever about you, it's about them and their needs. And the only need you have is that they stay loyal to you, and they keep loving you and keep showing you love, right? Show me the love, right? And also I'm hearing that you can have so many thoughts about what they might have thought when a beautiful woman or man or whatever crossed the street right in front of you. If they felt lustful, or if they wanted something else that wasn't like you, or what, well, they're doing at work, and if they talk about a colleague that is has another sex, then perhaps your red flags start waving, and you start creating stories in your life that they could be with them, they could have done this, they could have whatever, creating a story that is not actually real. Or you could have a pattern of attracting partners that actually deceive you, betray you with other people, have affairs. It's actually possible, right, to do this if your energy is this strong, that this pattern actually creates a real life pattern that mimics the exact trauma that you have, right? That's for some of you, right? For others, there could also have been an energy that once you find someone, you fall in love with them, they fall in love with you, then you sort of really hold on to them and grab onto them, and they become a henpecked man energy, like I can't do anything other than you say, so I just do what you want, you know. So they lose themselves because they are being sort of controlled because of your need for them to follow your lead, so that you can feel safe, so that you can feel loved. Yeah, it really is a deep, deep reading, this one, you guys. And you have to be prepared to take it in, to heal it, right? We all have been there in this situation. So, and now the time is changing. Our state consciousness is rising. We have to be able to and willing to actually take a look at our shadows and not be afraid of them, but have an internal dialogue with them, asking them, you know, why are you here? Accepting that they were there for a while, to understand how to release them, right? Breathe through it, because these readings are very healing. Also, you're receiving a lot of healing when I do this kind of readings. Because it's about letting it go, right? This shadow. You in your mind rationally don't agree to do this to anyone because you're good. You're not like that, right? No, it's not you. It's your deep hidden life pattern somewhere there in the darkness, in the past life, right? You brought it into this life to release it. And that's what we are being helped to do right now, by the universe is coming in and giving us this beautiful eclipse and this full moon in Pisces, which is such an emotional sign. It's all water, right? All the feelings. Use it actively to breathe through this and release it, right? The last card says denying the good in your life. The good in your life is you being free. Free of fear, of being deceived, of being left behind, of jealousy. You being free of all this old paradigm, matriarchal, silly stuff. That is not you. It has nothing to do with your heart, your soul. This is not who you are. This is a human little wrong in the mechanism, or what you call it, fault in the mechanism, and fault in the engine or something like it's just malefacture. It's not your soul, it's not your heart, it's not who you are. It's something that happened that felt so fearful and created this ongoing life pattern. You're choosing the same because only if you choose it, you will survive. Or else you'll be left alone. You won't be enough. You won't be anything if you don't grab onto this other person or whatever in your life. It can be friends, it can be family, it can be girlfriends, boyfriends, that you sort of really hold on to. You're, always the one that calls your girlfriends or your friends, right? It's and they sort of never really call you, but they're still there when they pick up the phone when you call, right? Sometimes, but you are actually, if you imagine a timeline of your relationship, how many times did you call them and how many times did they call you, right? I swear it would have been lesser times than you, right? And that's because some of them may think that you can also sometimes feel like a little bit of a burden to them. And that's not what you say, it's not what you give, it's nothing like that. It's energetically that you send out a very small vibe that I will not survive without you in my life. You have to be there for me. You have to love me. You have to give to me. You have to stay. You have to stay. You have to stay. I'm nothing without you. That small vibe you send out without even saying it out loud. But people, souls, can sense energies, right? And breathe through it, and breathe through it, and breathe through it. This is healing, okay? So the next time you enter a relationship, test it out. See if you can actually release the person into the relationship from the very beginning. Release them while you're dating. By really truly understanding that you have to take care of you. You have to give to yourself. You make yourself feel secure. You are responsible for you. You're also responsible for your own survival, right? And this person can come freely and give to you the way they want. You don't have to tell them what to do. You don't have to guide them what to do. You don't have to freak out if they look at another person. You don't have to anything. Release them in the relationship from the very beginning of it. And keep doing it, and keep doing it, and keep doing it. Allow them to be who they are. And also send out that they will never need anyone else than me, because I am beautiful the way I am. I am good at working on myself. I'm good at working on my shadows. And yes, I will give to you, but I won't expect anything in return. Once I give, sometimes I will give because I feel like it. I feel like giving something because it makes me happy. And it's up to them if it makes them happy. There are no expectations here. And you can be with them even if someday they're going to leave you or you're going to want to leave them. You can be with them for the time that you make each other happy and they make you happy. You're free all the time, no matter what. Even if it's a short relationship or a long-time relationship, you can enjoy the freedom that is going on in this relationship. And you trust that, everything happens for a reason, and while you're here, you can enjoy whatever comes and feels like something good for a while, right? No matter how long it's gonna last, no matter place and time. Because what you're all about is just staying in the love and staying in the peaceful heart of yours, right? No one's controlling the other. No one is demanding anything. Yes, so I'm hearing, make the promise to yourself that you will take care of you, because you're already enough. You don't need anyone. And when they come in, they can give you love. That's fine. But you're already enough. You don't need them to give you anything. Okay? All right, so this is what I had for you, you guys. I really hope you can use this type of readings. And Yes, let me know if you need a personal one as well. I should tell you that my personal readings are getting more and more like this. That means we're not only talking about your person and their feelings for you. We are talking about that, but we're also talking a lot about you and your shadows and how to sort of get rid of them, and their healings as well coming in now to you, so that we can actually really clean you up inside, so you will be freed from some of the things that is actually holding you back from getting this relationship that you're wanting. Because as long as we hold on to these shadows, we're actually not wanting a relationship that is unconditional. Because when we keep on to the shadows, we will carry on with holding conditions to the other person. So we're actually not sending that vibe out that we want the unconditional relationship, even though it sounds better and is better, but it still is something that's holding us back, right? So my personal readings is about that, but it's also, of course, about your relationship with this person and what they feel, and what is healthy about it and what is perhaps not that healthy about it, and what is better for you, right, in the long haul or whatever. Okay, so this is what I had for you. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my readings, and well, I hope to see you next time. Take care. Okay, so this is going to be your reading if you chose the third crystal here in this full moon in Pisces Eclipse. That is very, very, very interesting. We're having a deep emotional portal that we can choose to walk through if we want to. So in this reading, we're actually going to go deep, deep, deep inside of you, and the fears that you're sort of dragging around, traumas or something like that you haven't been able to actually let go of. We have separation. Okay. All right, let's just start with this card here. So this energy of separation has to do with at one point in your life, you could have experienced a huge and very traumatic separation from, I'm hearing, one or both of your parents, or primary caretaker. In this energy, it's like a clean break. Suddenly they're not there yet from one day to the other, because this energy of this separation is very, very hardcore. It's not like you see them sometimes, or it's like the primary, the one that your soul is really connected to on a very deep level, is someone that is suddenly not there yet, or anymore, I mean. So there is definitely an energy of, in the bottom we have codependency here, all right? And so of course, when you have a life pattern of rejection, separation, you tend to become codependent on other people and partners in your life, right? And the first rejection that we have is or separation that we have is the one where we actually part from God, right? When we jump into the tunnel, into the womb of our mothers, and there is a huge energetic transformation, you know, becoming humans instead of souls now. You are in lack of what's on the other side, the caring and giving energy of that, what is God, right? And so that is the first separation. And then for some of us, when we grow up, we well, get to experience it again, right? It could be all sorts of situations. It could be your parents divorced, your father left, your mother died. I'm hearing for some of you, or oh my God, I'm getting such a pain in my stomach. I don't know why, but it could have something to do with health, or just what really, really, really made you feel safe suddenly wasn't there yet anymore. I don't know why I'm saying yet all the time. That was just me drinking a sip of my tea. It feels like chaos and complete drama inside of you. At a very young age, I'm seeing you as a child. It could also go back to past lives, this energy here. And it could be the reason why you're choosing the same situation to happen in this life, so that you can actually experience it again, to heal it and let it go eventually. Okay, that's what we're trying to do in this reading here. Okay, so I'm hearing you should also see crystal number 2. It has a little bit the same energy here, that you put a lot of responsibility onto your partner. Like, you can never leave me. You can never leave me. I can't live without you. This is a very deep energy, comes straight out of this shadow, right? This is an attachment in such a deep way, right? I'm nothing without you. I will kill myself if you leave me. That's something I had to say for some of you, okay? Now we're using Wisdom of the Oracle here. How will I survive without you? How will I survive? And that's actually, the word survive is actually sort of always kind of stuck to all these traumas that are in our relationship patterns, because at one point we really truly felt like we could not survive without that whatever person in our life. And it could have been like for real, right? Perhaps in this life you were a little child and your main supporter or primary caretaker was not there anymore. How could you survive then? You thought to yourself, if you were a child or in a past life. Back in the old days, fathers went to war, they got shot, they were the providers, and the mothers didn't earn any money, and it was a real question of how do we survive now without him, right? It was a real deal back then, right? So, and these traumatic experiences, we can actually bring with us, our soul brings them with us into our next life to sort of, because they're stuck on us and you haven't really taking a deep enough look at them to really actually release them, right? And I feel like you want to in this life. And that's why you're attracting relationships all over and over again, that is when someone leaves you. And if they don't leave you, you leave them. Because or else your pattern doesn't add up, right? Everything has to happen the way the pattern was directing your life's journey, right? If they don't leave you, you find a reason to leave them. You create the chaos, you create mayhem, and then they're like, okay, I don't want this, you know, but you leave them. It's like, it doesn't actually matter who leaves who. So, wisdom of the oracle. Let's see what's going on with this shadow here. We have the card regeneration. We have the energy of the chaos. We're trying to avoid the chaos. We really don't want the chaos. We really don't want to be left behind. We don't want it. But it still is a part of us, right? So it has become sort of a pattern that is a comfort zone now. Because if this doesn't keep happening, then who am I? Who am I? How can I, what can I be? How can I actually be in this world? And how can I act if I have to act differently toward someone in my relationship? I just don't know how to be in a relationship where I'm not being left behind. I'm always expecting to be left, or I'm always expecting for this relationship to end at one point. So I feel like those of you who chose this reading, when you think about it, you really have a hard time to really understand and feel and truly, truly, truly trust that you will ever find your happily ever after. Do you understand? Perhaps you'll find the one or soulmate, but there is an end to every relationship. This idea of being with someone for life until one of you lay in the deathbed, right? It's something you really want, and you can imagine it to be something really beautiful, but you cannot really trust it, right? An orphaned. Yes. I'm always being left behind. That's what we just said, right? And tick-tock. It's just a matter of time before they leave me. It's just a matter of time. Time to go. Yeah, now we get it. Now we get it. So, but Spirit's wanting us to have this card as well. It's between worlds. And this signifies a shift in you right now. And also a confirmation that you are actually ready to create this shift and to not only reveal your shadow, but also to release your shadow. Okay? But that also means that all the thoughts you've been having about, well, how to get rid of someone in a relationship, you have to let it go, you know. I mean, you know, that they could be different from you, that they could actually want to make other choices than you, that they could actually smell a different kind of way that you want them to, or they could look a different kind of way. Maybe they want to have a beard and you don't want them to have a beard, or you know, or they like greasy food and you like, you know, vegetarian food. There could be all these little indicators that you're not going to be right for one another, and that could be the reason why they would leave you in the end, or you would leave them, because it sort of never really is aligning in an energy that expects separation, right? You can use all sorts of arguments why this is not going to work out. You're going to have to be a little bit more open for something or someone new that you don't expect coming in and acting the way that you have been used to, I'm hearing. All right, so let's do the shadow cards now. Now we're going deep, okay? So we have daydreaming. What I'm getting here is an energy of when you don't have someone in your life, when they're not present, if they leave you and they didn't come back, you have sort of been putting your own story to the reasons why. So the relationship becomes a relationship that's actually only happening in your mind and not in real life, right? And it can be the person that you're always wanting to hear about in my readings that you don't see because there's a distance or a separation. What's really going on? Well, nothing is actually going on, only inside of your mind. Perhaps you're prone to actually wanting to daydream more than you actually want to be with them in real life, because in real life you cannot control them. You know, you can, but in your illusions, in your fantasies, you can, you're the one that decides what they feel, what you feel, and where they are in their life right now, and and when they're going to be ready for you. And it's happening. It's an illusionary energy of well, being in relationships. I know that they're my twin flame. I just feel it. We meet in the 5th dimension. A lot of you are saying, you know, I just know they're my twin flame. And okay, but when was the last time you saw him or her, right? It was 15 years ago, right? You can, well, do the math about that one, right? Right now, you're here on Earth. You're here to be present and grounded, right? In the 5th dimension, you would be dead, okay? You would actually be dead. And you're not here to be dead. You're here to be alive and have relationships that can mirror you and to help you get rid of your shadows. That there is not only this one, there are more shadows, right? That's what we're here for. That's why we use each other to mirror one another in these relationships. So, well, that came in for some of you. All right. Commitment is your goal, and seeking safety. Yeah. Safety from not being left behind. From not being left behind. And so I'm getting, if they're not in your life in a practical sense, but they can still be there because you keep them in the illusion that they are still a part of your life. You give them actually a really, really huge role in your life, right? Think about it. When you obsess about someone that is not even thinking about you, not even wanting to be with you, or somewhere else in their life, doing their own soul's journey, then, you know, it's not really real, right? It's just a fantasy, it's just an illusion, it's an obsession. And in that sense, you can actually be a tick on someone and sucking blood from them energetically by not leaving them alone, right? And you could have people do that to you as well. It's not only you doing that, but you know, this is what we do to someone when we really get stuck on a love relationship. That's my person, but that person is over here, you know, doing something else with someone else, and they don't at all perhaps think of you as their person at all. They are going on with their life. So just think about, well, how we can actually create these energetic, I don't know what word I should use for this, but it's like strings that you still have them, like a fish line, what you call it, when you're fishing. Sometimes you say, yeah, I want to cut the line between me and my father and my mother, or whatever, that X or blah, blah. But what if you have a line hooked onto someone else? Isn't that your responsibility to actually cut it and say, you know what, I'm going to let you go. You are not responsible for my shadows, for my fear of being left behind, because this fear has nothing to do with you at all. It has to do with a situation that happens 3 lives ago or whatever, you know. I'm going to go back to that shadow and ask what happened, you know. And is this actually me anymore? This was another situation where we were actually trying to survive, literally, because it was a hard life. The vibration was so much lower, and the consciousness was not as evolved as it is right now, right? And see yourself in that past life where you are now. There is a big difference, right? You don't need to survive. You don't need another person to help you survive. You can survive on your own if you want, right? This person is not your safety. You are your safety. You are responsible. You are responsible for you. You can make sure that you survive in this life, in this modern world. Okay? The last card is you're getting in your own way. And clear your perception. Clear your perception. Do you have someone in your life that you're not with right now that you hang on to like a tick? Be real about it, I'm hearing. Be real about it. I don't know why I put it like that, but yes, be real about it. Admit it, I'm hearing. Admit it and say, oh my God, I've been doing this to someone for so long. And stop your thoughts when they're like, yeah, but they also love me because blah, blah, blah. No, you've been telling this story. This is your story. They're not involved in it. Unless they are right by your side in a practical sense, sending you messages, coming to visit you, going out with you, being a part of your life, then they're not actually a part of your life. They're part of your mind and your feelings, and you think you love them, but what are they giving to you? Nada. Nothing. Why is this so important to you to hold on to? Because of what happened in the past, where you were stuck in a situation where someone very, very important to you separated themselves from you, right? Your primary caretaker. And breathe through that. We're healing a lot when we do these readings here. Breathe through it and go back to that situation and tell yourself in that situation that, well, you're going to grow up from this and you're going to actually become ready to take care of yourself, right? There are possibilities to take care of you and to love yourself. A person that's not even thinking about you cannot love you the way you need them to love you or want them to love you. And also, it's always going to be a committed love, right? A conditional love. Because the way you want them to love you is conditional. They have to promise to stay. They have to promise to never leave you in your energy. And it's perhaps not rationally, nothing that you think about. You can say, no, that's not what I think. But yes, it is on a deep soul level. Because of this trauma, because of this life pattern, this is what you're energetically sending out. And they're like, well, I really love you. If you meet a new person, let's say you meet a new person, if you come in with that attitude energetically, that is, you're sort of feeding them, never leave me, never leave me, never leave me. Then they're going to be like, well, I don't know if I can promise this. We haven't even gone on our second date. What? Take it easy. That's what they will actually get from you. Do you understand? And then they're going to be like, yeah, I'll call you. And they never do, right? And then you get hooked on them. You're like, yeah, but, I felt like there was one word that was said, the way you looked at me, you love me, and oh my God. And then you become obsessed and you become the one that's, wanting them. They don't want that responsibility at all, right? That's why they run. Did you hear my door? Bam! They shut the door on you, right? I don't mean to make you feel silly. This is something we all have a tendency of doing sometimes. And you can't really help it, right? Your soul chose to bring this to your life so that you could actually work on it and get rid of it, because you don't want to be like this, You don't want to be like this. You want them to be free to be themselves so you can be free to be you. But let's dig into, your energy and the home that is you, right? The home that is you. And allow that to be healed a little bit, right? Why is there a sensation and feeling of being unworthy of being loved here? Because you can actually rationally see that there is nothing wrong with you or that little child that was left. It was not because of you. It was not because of a lack of love for you. It had nothing to do with you. It has something to do with them, whomever had left you back then, right? And in a past life, it was the circumstances because of rich and poor and whatever, you know. It's that is also an illusion, right? It's not there anymore. In your life, present life right now, this is actually not existing anymore. No one, the older you would never come back and tell your inner child, well, you're not worth anything. That's why they left you. Never, right? No, you would grab that little child and hold it and say, you're loved, you're loved, you're loved. This is not your fault. You would take care of yourself as that inner child, right? And take that in, take the healing from it as well, right? You would never, ever treat yourself like that. And whomever left you actually didn't treat you like that. It wasn't about you. It was about them and their shadows and their fear and their soul's journey, right? It had nothing to do with that. So now separate yourself from them. Oops, I got burned. Yes, it feels like getting burned when you're separated from someone you really care about, right? But it still is, it has nothing to do with you. Stop telling the story to yourself. It's an illusion. It's an old story. And this beautiful soul that is you is pure and has been born from love and is a part of God, right? You're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful. Just the way you are, just the way you are. And whoever comes into your life, they're going to see that and they're going to give to you and they're going to want to stay on their own because you are the first one to see it and show them, this is how I feel about myself. I love myself. You don't have to tell them not to leave. They won't want to. When you stay home inside of yourself and take care of that little child and mend it and love it, right? Yeah, all right. So that's what's been going on here in your life and why you had this trauma and why you've been carrying it, right? Now you can actually clear it out, clear it out, clear it out, clear it out. Stay home, give yourself your own love, all right? Then everybody else will come to you and do the same because you mirror yourself to them, right? What you feel about yourself, you attract. Okay? Wow. All right. So this is what I had for you. Thank you so much, you guys, for being a part of this. I love these deeper readings here, and in my private readings for you guys, when you come to me and I do these personal readings, then we're going to do something like this a little bit more. Of course, we're going to talk about your person and their feelings and all these things, but I feel like we as a channel, we as a society, together with Spirit, has evolved into actually wanting to go to our next timeline, go to the next step in vibration, so that we actually can finally get the person that we want, instead of sitting and watching YouTube videos all the time and hoping and waiting and all this stuff, right? So let's work on it together. So in the reading, more often actually, healing is coming in as well for you. So we'll be talking about you and your person, but also why you ended up with that person, and also what is good for you, right? Is this person actually someone that is good for you and aligning with you, right? Sometimes they actually are, but there are things we can adjust with ourselves and in our well, life patterns to make it even better, right? So there will be healing for that too. All right, this is what I had for you. Thank you so much for watching, and well, go for it. I'm grateful for this super full moon in Pisces eclipse, whatever. It's like, woo, let's do it. Let's do it now. Let's do the work. Okay. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.